Continuing with the theme of experimenting with the MAF during this 11-week MAF training block, I'm heading out to do a hill session. And yes, it's still raining. 7k, just at a nice gentle MAF pace. And then I'll arrive at the hill that I'm going to use for this hill session. And it's just a follow-up to the speed sessions that I've been doing running to the MAF. Just getting ready for that Gold Coast 10 kilometres in 13 days time, which has a decent little hill in it. Just throw in a hill session today just to get the legs used to going uphill. That's the 7k done. Not sure the heart rate strap is working all that well today. Heart rate is bouncing around all over the place, but it is what it is. And we'll just make do what we can do. Alright, so I've arrived here at the hill. As you can see, not a huge hill. Nice little gradual rise. And that's the whole idea. You don't want it too steep that gets your heart rate up too quickly. Just want something nice and gradual like this one, where you can just maintain a nice solid pace over whatever you plan to do on the hill. Now for me, 20 minutes of this hill. Once I hit the top level of my MAF range, that 135 beats per minute, I'll stop and walk back down to the start and repeat. Now obviously each rep's going to get shorter as I get a little bit tired and the heart works a little bit harder. Whole aim is to build a little bit of strength in the legs, get them used to running up hills for that Gold Coast 10. So the plan now is that I've done that 7k. I'll now have 5 minutes recovery. That'll allow the heart rate to drop right back down. I'll do some stretching and a couple of strides during that time, and then we'll be into the 20 minutes of hills. Once they're finished, 2k cool down. First one, about 34 seconds, so that's not too bad. Almost got to the top. Not sure what pace I'm doing, guys, but I'll put all the hill splits up here on screen. Not sure how many I'll actually get done, because making sure that I give myself a good recovery just by walking back down to the bottom of the hill. Keep doing those until the 20 minutes is up. Done. Already starting to get shorter. This last one was about 10 or 15 meters shorter than the first one I done. Just over 7 minutes in. I do apologize again for the wind, guys. Windy and rainy. Can't believe how quickly I'm recovering after doing these hills. Heart rate just drops back down to 100 really quickly. Whether the heart rate strap is not working completely right, I'm not sure, but that's normally how it's been after doing the speed sessions as well, those yassos and those timed efforts in the last few weeks. And just like that, 20 minutes is done. Whew. Started to feel it on that last run. A good little session. Really enjoyed that. Just walked to the top of the hill before I start my cool down. Just one thing on those hills, I did say I was going to go to my top of my MAF level, that 135. I actually stopped a couple of beats short at 133. Just wanted to give myself a couple of beats a minute, because I knew that after I stopped the watch, the heart rate would continue to rise a little bit. Just making sure that I'm staying inside that 130, 135 range for my MAF. Alright, let's get this watch right, and we'll do 2k cool down. Legs feel surprisingly good after those hills. Oh dear, I have crushed them a little bit the last few days. That park run at May, that was really hilly. Now, if you've only just recently caught up with this series where I'm using the Maffetone method up against the 80-20 method just to determine which running method works best for me. I'm currently in my 10th week of the Maffetone running, 11-week training block, and after that 11 weeks I'm going to swap over to the 80-20s. I've done a 5k race, I've got a 10k race in just under 2 weeks. If you are any new to this series, if you watch through to the end of this video, I'll put a link to a new playlist where I put all these videos that I've made in this training block of the MAF, and you can go there and see what I've been up to in the past. Now, at the start of this Maffetone training block, I decided that I would stick to a MAF heart rate range of 130 to 135 beats per minute. Now, my actual MAF heart rate, or my maximum aerobic function heart rate, is 126 beats per minute, plus I give myself 5 beats per minute because I'm reasonably fit and have been for some time. So my MAF heart rate is 131, but I just decided that I would stick to that 130 to 135. So when I'm talking about that, that's what I mean. And with the hills today, I just wanted to make sure that I was staying within that range. Hopefully that's caught everybody up there. So watch through the end of the video and have a look at that playlist if you are recently new here to the channel and this series in particular. Alright, all done. A couple of trusty companions here waiting for me to throw the ball. So I'll sign off for today and catch up with everyone a little bit later on. Australia finally has its first sub 4 minute women's 1500 metre runner. Linden Hall ran underneath the magical 4 minute barrier at the Box Hill Track Classic on April 1, running 3:59.67, reclaiming the Australian record that Jess Hull has held since September 2020. It was a gutsy run of Linden's. She got paced through the first 800 really well by Ellie Sanford. I think they went through in about 2:09, which is pretty much bang on 4 minute pace. And then Linden ran the last 700 by herself, really determined effort. And I think she ran about a 62 or a 63 last lap to get underneath that 4 minute barrier. So fantastic run. And Linden's been in great form. She's been close to that 4 minute barrier throughout the Australian summer track season. And only 5 nights before her sub 4, she went sub 2 for the 800. So she's in great form. Hopefully she can hold that through to Tokyo. No doubt she's going to be on the Australian team. She has said that she wants to make the 1500 final in Tokyo. She went so close at Rio, just missing the final, and her current form puts her right in the mix this year for Tokyo Olympic Games. At 3:59, fastest in the world this year. I know there's a lot of racing still to come. Yeah, she's going to be right up there. Really looking forward to see what she can do over the coming months leading to Tokyo. Hi guys. Normally at this time of the year we're talking about the London Marathon, the Boston Marathon, but as you all know, over the past 12 months living with COVID, we're still all trying to work out what that new normal looks like. We do know that London and Boston have been pushed back towards the end of 2021, fitting into a really tight schedule with those other world marathon majors, Berlin, Chicago and New York. But what we have seen this year, an Olympic year, countries have been organising their own Olympic marathon trials. Recently we saw Great Britain host their trials. Ethiopia are holding their trials in Switzerland early next month. Even though it's not an official Olympic trial, Australia is holding a elites only marathon towards the end of April to give runners an opportunity to go after those Olympic qualifying times. And we've also seen the NN running team, which world record holder Eliud Kipchoge runs for, put together a marathon, the NN Mission Marathon in Hamburg. Now that was to have been held this weekend, but was put back a week because of an outbreak of COVID in the city, and has also been moved 300 kilometres southwest of Hamburg to the Netherlands, and will now be held at 20 Airport on April 18. That's going to be held behind closed doors, so it won't be open to the general public, but that's another event that's giving those elite runners an opportunity to prepare for Tokyo in July, August. Hope everyone is doing well, staying safe, enjoying your running, and until next time, I'll see you then. Hooroo.